How about you? You building on a solid foundation, solid ground. You understand and believe foundation that you live for. I'm blowing in the wind like a leaf in the dust storm. Do you build on the sands of the seashore? A life that will crumble when the end comes knocking at your door. Break what you built in 1 second. Tear it down, break barricades with the wicked ball of justice. Crush what you trust in life. Had you boxed in a cabin of sin with no land to the better direction. Fatal deception, a life full of guessing, believing in nothing. They made assumptions, breaths of abundance. Human destruction like the split of an atom. Reckless abandon that you cannot fathom. Imagine the heat from the breath of a dragon. Examine his teeth, so they sharpen and jab. But you ask for forgiveness now, if you can have it. Don't hesitate, don't deny. It'll be too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die? Don't hesitate, don't deny. It'll be too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die? Instruction is just, commandments were spoken. The lid from the Pandora's box has been opened. The seal has been broken, the rope has been cut. The race is now ended, the timer is up. The scroll is unfolded, there is no more doubt. The sound of the galloping horseman is loud. It clear to the ears that have eyes that are seen, revealing exactly what prophets were dreaming and writing about on their scrolls of papyrus. The words from the author of life that provides us forgiveness and mercy that we don't deserve. The price that he paid is a grace beyond words. Erase what occurred, washed and made pure. The shepherd has risen to gather his herd, assured of salvation, destined for heaven. Forever we'll worship and serve in his presence. Don't hesitate, don't deny. It'll be too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die? Don't hesitate, don't deny. It'll be too late if you wait to decide. It can all end in the blink of an eye. Do you really know where you'll go when you die?
Come, I'll show you the sweetest delight in the garden as a surprise for Adam.
Really?
Come
All right.
here.
But this is the one tree in the garden we cannot touch. This is the forbidden fruit.
Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Surely not.
We may eat the fruit of any tree in the garden, except for the tree in the middle of the garden. God has forbidden us to either touch or eat the fruit of that tree, for if we do, we shall die.
You believe that nonsense? Of course you will not die. God knows that as soon as you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you and Adam will be like gods yourselves.
One day we'll reach the level of the avatars that we have read about in history, the Buddhas and Jesus, infinite ones, God.
You ancient serpent, you cast a spell upon this planet with your graven images and your wishes to be worshipped. Witches and warlocks flock like Harry Potter fans, waiting for your new age plan to spread across the land. You got the masses dumped down where you want them, convinced that you don't exist, and now you got them atheists. Some even think they're evolving to a godlike level above and beyond human. These Luciferian lies feed on ego and pride. They come disguised as an angel of light, like the original sin and the first deception. The tree in the garden, don't you see the connection? It's the same old lie that he used back then at the beginning of time, at the fall of man. Have we forgotten the truth within the book of Genesis? Ignorant of the nature of sin, so we dismiss written words of God as an irrelevant myth, but then embrace all these new age thoughts of nonsense.
It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did what I've done.
There is no God indeed. There is welcome to the kingdom of heaven without judgment, without hate, without testing, without anything.
I call my practice practices and pagan worshiping in fact exists. See through the smoke and the mirrors and the mist. From Atlantis to the Miriam fanatical myths, to the UFO connection with the German SS. Secret society elitists from the east and the west. Illuminati and Masonics, man, it all connects. Satanic worship to the depths we don't want to admit. It's a globalized illusion that we gotta correct. Check the symbols and signs like the all-seeing eye. Read the Bible facts to understand the great design. See the writing on the wall, we're living in end times. And even the elective now bought into the lie. Real Satanists are dressed up in their suits and ties, eating the fruit like these fools who think they are divine. They aren't evolved, they're just blinded by ego and pride. Living a lie that disguised like Jekyll and Hyde. Can you deny that these times were all prophesied? Read Matthew 24:24, you decide.
No such thing as good or bad. Judging these facts issues that there are things that I do that I know they evolve. There are other things that are not evolved. It's not good or bad. There's no God waiting to punish you because you did one or the other.
All right. What is going on, everyone? Steve JMO on the backup here. It's the 7th day of the 2nd month of the year 2022. So they say. But I'll take it, I guess. You know, on their calendar, it's only 8 more days till my birthday. So can't argue with that.
Boom, baby.
Boom, baby. That's right. That Aquarius lifestyle. You
That's
know it.
right. You can't handle the truth, bitches.
No, none of them. No one can. You know, I've my life had friends from, I mean, every different what do you call those? Like
Different walks of life.
No. Aquarius, Pisces, Gemini.
Oh, yeah. Different
Zodiac.
signs.
Yeah, I've had friends from all different types, and honestly, only the Aquariuses seem to, you know, pick it up a little quicker.
Well, we're the water bearers. We're the bringer of knowledge. So
Yeah,
there's
well,
that.
everything, you know, is aquatic and has water, you know, running through its central system. Why wouldn't we be the most in tune, you know?
Isn't it interesting, like when you think about birds flying through the air and the air has water in it clearly, and then you think of the fish, you know, swimming through water, you know, which water has air in it too. So it's like birds and fish are just very similar.
They are. And
I was just pondering that the other night.
Oh, and at like the same level, essentially they're flying through the same substance. Just
yeah, exactly.
So, I
That's
mean,
what I'm
up
saying.
there, water, down there, water,
Yeah.
where we are right now, soluble water. You know, it's very interesting. Yeah, everyone matches their zodiac sign. Literally, I've had days where I'll look at the paper from yesterday and read the zodiac thing, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Oh yeah, I used to be into that like every day, hearing the zodiac readings and stuff. Like on this one radio station in Florida, when I would take my kids to school, and the morning show would be on, and they would always read the zodiac stuff for the day.
Well, the thing was, see, I never looked at it the day of. I always saw the day prior, you know, and I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, wow, all that happened yesterday. What the hell?
Do you experience March Madness every year? This crazy, strange drama and all this stuff happen to you in the month of March every year? Because it does for me.
Probably.
March Madness is really a thing. And yeah.
They shut down the world 2 Marches ago.
I know. They started this whole thing in March. March Madness. I try to stay as mellow and calm and drama free as much as I can through the month of March, because I've had crazy shit happen to me year after year after year in the month of March. Like with drama and stuff with people. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like this reality starts attacking you during the month of March for some reason.
Well, maybe it could just be because that's the end of the actual year, you know, and it's just the cycle actually ridding itself from all toxins of the world, perhaps, you know, going into that April rebirth as April Fool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right.
Big
That's
joke
the original beginning of the year, the beginning of spring.
Yeah, I could easily see that hitting. So that's good
I
stuff.
gave Shapu the link. I don't know if he's going to join us or not. He was out taking a walk.
I sent him the link as well. And I
I
sent
know you.
Sam the link, so we'll see if he joins in. I know it's a little early there for him on the West Coast.
Well, he's got a lot of good etchings and stuff on the Archimedes death ray, where they were using these lenses and stuff, and they reminded me a lot like the solar simulator stuff that they're using. I thought maybe that might tie in a little bit.
Yeah, well,
because I think they've had this tech for a long time. They're just back engineered it and bringing it out when they are ready to bring it out.
You just reminded me of like probably one of the only reasons I wanted to go live today. I got a bunch of crazy videos of the sun. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So let me get all the photos first. That'll send rather quick. And I got about 4 or 5 videos because I don't know how it came out on film, but yesterday I'm watching the sunset, right? And like here, hold on, I got one more here. Let me see if it'll send. That's the big one. It's too long. It's too long. That's okay. Let me we'll do that. Trim it. Cool. But so I'm looking at the sun go down yesterday, and normally as it loses traction in the sky, it's more easy to look at. It's less dramatic on your eyes, perhaps, So that wasn't happening. That was certainly not the case yesterday, because it's getting lower in the sky, and I'm not going to say it was getting brighter, but it certainly wasn't losing any brightness, as it normally does. So it's starting to set. It's still pretty bright over there on the west, because we were up on this little hill where I've gotten all the other photos and videos of chemtrails, planes, factories, stars, moon, you name it. So we're just hanging out up there smoking. I'm like, look at the sun. Looks kind of strange, rather bright. She's like, yeah, kind of. I'm like, yeah, a little more than kind of. Whatever. So we're looking at it go down, and she's got shades on, so she's like looking right at it. I can only like look at it with my left eye for some reason. That's how bright it was going down. But once it started like closing in on the surface, or on the peak there of the mountains in the distance, the horizon, starting to get a little more red, especially around the edges. But normally when that happens, the rest of the sun, turns that color red. So I'm still looking at the sun, and like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, here's the sun, right? But you could clearly see something in front of it that wasn't quite a disc, and it wasn't quite the size of the sun. It was like all the way around, just looking at it from where I was, maybe like half a centimeter too small all the way around. But for some reason, like, it's not like it was a constant, just like 1 centimeter ring. Like the whole, like you have the sun, and whatever was in front of the sun would like shift over here. So like this whole side was covered. Then you see a little red pop out over here, and it would shift down there. Then it would shift down.
Really?
Shifting all.
You got all this on camera?
I did, but I don't know how it came out. That's the catch. We're gonna find out once it uploads.
Awesome.
That's the catch. But
yeah, I think our
sometimes like something. Imagine you have a circle, and you put something inside of the circle, and it's just trying to get out. That's what it seemed like. It was just like it was over here, then it was over there. It was just boom, 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 like everywhere at once. And I'm looking at. I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, do you see that? She's like, is it pixelating? I'm like, I don't fucking know what it's doing. It's like, yeah, it was the closest thing I've ever seen to a digital sun, digital reality. Like you could see the real sun here, and whatever was in front of the sun was, in my eyes, 100% digital, or it was
and this is when the sun's going down, right?
I'm going down, yeah.
So maybe the simulator was compensating for
I don't think the simulator was big enough,
Yeah, like for it moving away, and the distances, like the viewing distances, like.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. It had to have been what it was, but it makes me think, what's the technology that's inside these solar simulators? I mean, we really personally,
it could be like a self-aware technology,
artificial intelligence. Yeah, I think it's on a quantum level, because I mean, we don't know how it stays up there. We don't even know how many of them there are.
Oh,
very.
there's more than one. We know that.
Yeah.
There's definitely more than one. What was it?
So-
China was making them moon and sun simulators.
Well, they launched the sun simulator in China just last week, 2 weeks ago, and now I'm getting these crazy videos of the sun.
Look, it's like that Mandela effect. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood because we got the sun. But over there in that neighborhood, they didn't pay their bills. They don't got no sun this week.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, man. The YouTube is just acting weird. There we go. When you view it, it says there's no viewers. It's just,
YouTube fuckery, as
yeah.
usual.
Yeah. Here, let me make this big here. They came up. Oh, these are some old China pictures we're going to have to get into in a little bit, too.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I love China old stuff.
Where am I? There I am. All right. Let me see if we can get some of these suckers open here. There they are. All right. Let's get this out of here. You see this? This is coming up decent?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that looks pretty good. All right. So, I mean, this is just the view that we had yesterday to look at. And, right away, what do you notice? You got 1, 2, right above it, 3, just flat lines. And then, pretty much anywhere but in front of the sun, there's just these chemtrails in the way, or whatever you want to call them, artificial clouds all in the atmosphere. And I mean, right away, awfully white, but you could see that orange glow behind it, and the thing was, I didn't get this on film. I should have. Once the sun set, the entire skyline was red. If the sun, if the white thing that's posing as the sun is actually the sun, you would just see, maybe light blue or something reflecting off the dome on top as pure light. But no, it was the red sun. And it makes me want to dig deeper into Native American, I don't even like calling them that, but prophecies like that, Southern American prophecies, because they're all about blue Kachina, red sun, black sun, white sun, it's all in their stuff. And I have to revisit some of that and see what the implications of the red sun coming back is,
Yeah.
Clearly there's no smoke in the atmosphere making it turn red, because that's the joke they did, last year and this year with the fire.
Yeah. Oh, they blame it on anything they can. Yeah.
Oh, look, there's smoke in the air. The sun's red. It's like, well, take the smoke out of the air. It looks like the sun's still going to be red, homie. So, like, what's going on? But yeah, just incredibly white, hot sun. And right when it starts dipping down here, hopefully the video does it justice. But wow, right there. Look at that. Straight edge. Straight edge. Yeah, definitely not a sphere or a circle or whatever.
Yeah, even the way the light's refracting off of it is bizarre looking. Like it's got poles or something, like a North Pole and a South Pole.
I've been noticing that for a while. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it's like an onion almost,
Yeah.
Where are the videos? I'm going the wrong way. It's okay.
It's all good.
Okay. Let me see where the first video is. I just want to make sure. Okay. So I think we're going this way. Yeah. So this is the first video here. See if we can make this a little bit bigger. Yeah. Wow. And it's just showing, the streaks in the sky, inevitable. And in the distance, I don't know if I show it here, but you can, you see him making a tail.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
The thing is, I wish I had better optics. I was very suspect if these were actually even planes in the sky.
Right.
I mean, you can kind of see that it's like a matrix, in the middle there.
Yeah, let me get my magnifying glass out here. This is crazy looking.
Wow, right there, you can almost see it. That's crazy. Where were we? We were right there. Let me pause this in a second. Because it's right before that. You can literally see there is something in front of the sun. Like right there. Pause. Let me bring this back 1 second.
Yeah, it does look like some kind of like pixelation.
Like you see how it's like extra white around the edges?
Yes.
Everything behind it is just beet red. You know, that doesn't even make sense. Doesn't even make sense. It's just crazy. I got another video here too. This is as it's starting to get closer. And it like shifted like to the right a little bit. It was crazy. But it's not coming up the way that I was seeing it. But you could still see in the middle here how it's like not solid, I guess you can put it at that way. But now then people started walking up. So I was like, all right, let me stop pointing the camera this way for a second. I mean, I had chemtrails to cover anyways, but definitely didn't want to invade on people's
ceiling fans backstage.
I just saw that message.
Okay.
We got one more like 1 minute video, then we'll bring him on. So hopefully he's watching and taking notes. I'd like to hear what he has to say. But even like right there, yeah, see, there's the awesome people I was talking about. We make this.
No, that's cool. They're walking up. It kind of gives it perspective.
Yes.
This is so crazy looking. How it's got that outer white ring around it.
You see that, right?
Yeah, because it's this white sun. It's so creepy. And, you know, like Obama used it in his logo in 2008. Why would you put a white sun? You know what I mean? I mean, the sun's always been yellow. We've always known it to be yellow. As it goes down more, it gets more orange, deep oranges, red, and sunsets and stuff. But it's usually yellow, not white.
Right. And I mean, even on the top of the mountains, you could see how it wants to be red, you know, but there is just white disc in front of the sun, like as it's going down, you know?
Yeah.
Let me stop recording these people here. Yeah. Yeah, just, I don't know, solar simulator, I think was going right over Western Mass, making its way right into Eastern New York last night. That's what I think, about 14 hours ago. I don't know what's going on out there today because it's just a blanket of gray, you know
Right.
do.
Yeah, that's how it is here. It's all gray outside.
Wow, it's even like that all the way down the eastern seaboard, huh? That's crazy.
Gray skies. Or was it Gray State? Remember we were covering that stuff?
Yeah. More to that than just just a movie title, you know, because I mean, it's.
Well, look, Richie from Boston used to say there'd be like, you know, he was like on his 200th day with no sun up there and in wherever he lived, Boston or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a gray state for sure. I mean, and it's, you know, people need the sun. They need that nourishment. It makes you feel good. You get a good high vibration. You want to go outside and do stuff and be active. You deny that from people through geoengineering, and that's just muffed up.
I don't know, something about the rate of the sun going down last night. It was going down rapidly, and so was the moon the night before too. The moon was looking crazy, but you can't get good videos of the moon with phones.
No, I used to be able to. One of my first Alcatel phones that I had, I would get the really good video and pictures of the moon, and now it's just crap. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. What's up, Ceiling Fan? How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for sending me the link. I wasn't sure if I was going to come on, and then I heard Jen talking trash about the month of March. So,
March Madness.
No, I know, but I was born in that month, so you know I had to stick up for it a little bit. But
there you go. Hey, I got no problem with people's birthdays in March. I just don't want no drama. I try to stay away from people. I'm low key because there's been too many years that have gone by. Every year in March, some crazy drama pops off, and it's like this reality starts to attack me or something. It's crazy. Even now.
I had tickets for my birthday to go see, nobody knows this band, a few of us, Styx. And the guy that created it, Dennis DeYoung, he's the guy they kicked out. And I had tickets to see him on my birthday. And that's when the whole nonsense started and Trump shut everything down. And that was it.
March Madness. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was going on, where were we on 2 years on this live exercise?
But I was just saying, 2 Marches ago, Friday the 13th specifically, you know?
Yeah.
Do you remember back when they said the 2-week thing, and then you know, of course, we were into it a few months, and we were talking about how we were finding out that somebody had said that it was going to be for the next 18 months they were going to try to pull this shit off, you know, with the like face diapers and stuff.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah. 14, was it 2 weeks to flatten the curve, into 2 months, into 2 years, just like that. Just as we predicted. Look at all of our shows from back then, people. Even if you're a new subscriber, go back a year on my page. You know, it's all right there. We've called this out from the get-go. And that's a reason why I'm riding 2 strikes right now on my main channel. Yeah. In 2 days, 3 days, we'll be good to go. But I don't know. I have a strange feeling they're just going to pull the plug before then. So I've been kind of just rapid downloading stuff.
Yeah. Are you hooked up with Odyssey too? Is it still downloading your videos over there? Because they stopped downloading mine.
Yeah, I have to do mine by hand, and I don't have time, it seems, and I never get them up there because they don't automatically do it like they were supposed to.
I don't know why it stopped doing that. They must have had some new policy passed or some shit. Who knows?
I got a problem with StreamYard. They must have changed something, and it doesn't recognize my camera anymore. And so there's my ceiling fan. It's not just a green
I've just ran out of storage on StreamYard.
You got to go back and delete your broadcasts. The ones that you don't use anymore and free up the space.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That helps.
Yeah, but this camera thing's weird. It just, I don't know. Whatever. I've broken the 3rd wall. Whatever. The 4th wall. So, hey, 2 things. You were talking about what your skies look like. Let me show you real quick here. My wife took this picture yesterday. Outside our house. Can you see that?
Well, look, no, Odyssey is still doing my videos.
I don't see nothing yet.
Oh,
I haven't shared your screen. I'm sorry. I was looking at Odyssey. You guys had me curious. Look at that. There you go. X marks the spot, big guy.
Oh, baby. There it is.
We get that a lot. And see, look, the moon was out. It's usually out more in the daytime now than at night.
I noticed that it popped up right as sunset last night, right above our heads. And I'm recording the whole time, and I swear to God I wasn't there.
And so last time this happened, I'll look for it. I didn't know you guys were going on and doing this. I shot a video because we were at we were at some park, and as we were leaving, I'm sorry, it's when we were doing the graveyard walks. As we were leaving, I was shooting the moon, and a plane went straight up like this, right up to the moon, and then another one and another. And by the time they were done, you couldn't see the moon. So I don't know what's going on. They don't want you to see there. But yeah, later in the day, you couldn't see anything in the sky. But these are just contrails, right? Contrails.
Contrails. They're conning you into thinking they're trails.
Like the science says, if I was jogging and it was a cold day and my breath was coming out, it would stay behind me as I continue.
The whole way. You would have a big trail behind you, ceiling fan man, just lurking behind you like a big fart cloud.
Like the cartoons when the wolf is going to get the pie in the window, you know?
Like, what's his name on Charlie Brown? The dirty kid that's got the fog around them all the time.
Well, that's how they see all of us. They think that we're just like that all the time if we don't have a thing on our face or a step in our arm. But yeah, pretty wild. It's okay. How do I stop sharing that? Here we go. Stop sharing. Click there. But yeah.
No, good stuff, man. The old X marks the spot. Like you literally can't miss it, you know?
No.
And if you do, there's maybe something wrong with you.
But again, it's a thing. It's a thing with the eyes, and it's a thing that God has to allow it, because I was standing next to my son, the one that's not talking to me right now, and there was, I think, at least 5 planes at once, all making like a tic-tac-toe pattern in the sky. And I was filming it, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Can you see this?" And he looks up and he goes, "What, the planes?" And I was like, "Oh, no." So they just don't see it, you know? It's interesting.
I had some lady outside a store. I was pushing my cart to my car, and she was already at her car with her trunk open, loading it, and my car's right next to hers. And I'm coming out of Walmart, and the sky's right in front of me. You know, it's like boom. And and my car was kind of close to the front, so I'm walking across. I'm like, "Look at this fucking shit! Do you believe this crap?" And I'm talking to myself, really, just out loud. That's what I do. I'm my own best friend, right?
Right.
So she looks over at me, and she's like, "What? Like, what are you talking about, lady?" And I'm like, "Look, just look at it. And she's like, oh, it's so beautiful. And I'm like, no, it's not beautiful. They're poisoning the sky. They're spraying stuff on us. And she's like, what?
Oh,
yeah, but she thought it was beautiful.
Yeah. We're getting some crazy sunsets, but there's a cost to it.
There's always a flip side to the coin, man. Always.
Yeah, totally. So, and then I sent you something. I just found it about just 10 minutes before you guys went on, and
I know I didn't view it yet because you sent it to me as I was trying to find a couple tunes to start the show off with. So you wanna?
Well, I was watching
bring it up.
Yeah. I was watching one of our new obsessions, a 1A auditor, and he was talking to someone, and on her patch, Chicago Police, it had the flags, and it was wrong. So I went and I found. I went on Google search and I found it, and then there was a website that had this guy that makes things. And then, are you bringing it up, or do you want me to pull it on here?
Oh, I can bring it right here, right now. Just give me 1 second.
So I found this one dude that makes these things, and he also does a sideline, a separate sideline, and it kind of freaked me out. And I sent it to Steve, and I think it's got maybe some cool pictures that we might be able to grab from it. So that's the lead-in. How's everyone doing? I saw a bunch of people saying hi. Sorry, I didn't say it in the chat.
I haven't even said hi to the chat yet. So
hi, chat.
Let me, wise ass down there.
Better than being a dumbass. You know what? Thank you for that, because my dad, I always used to make that joke. He called me a smart ass, and I'd say better than being a dumbass. It never helped my situation, but
of course it wouldn't. But here, let me give the chat a quick shout out real quick. And I got it over here on my end, so we'll bring it up after that. But KB from Wales, what's going on, bruv? That's how they roll down there, brother.
I was going to say that's a new word.
You got Danny, DJB, not DJB. Can't talk. DJ's in the house. What's going on, DJ? Love to see you. Steve Finneran, Joe Davis, Q-Telligence, Young Love. What's happening, guys? BTS 69 in the chat and on the screen. What is up? Got Retro Roman. What's up? Awesome Austin. Good man there. Who else there? Larryology, Juan, Jason Starr, National Memorial Gardens. What is going on? Sounds like a big garden. World of Bliss, Joe K, Dean HD, Miss Mays. We got a lot of good people in the chat this morning, or this afternoon. Rolly L, Rolly R. Can't read today. I don't know what's happening. Good thing we're not doing any monograms. Who else? I want to know more. Good people. Rooster Coburg. What's going on? Stephanie?
Rooster Coburn. Wow, we had John Wayne the other night. Now Rooster Coburn.
We got some good people. Sean Goodrow, Ann Geyer, Mark One Traub. What's going on? Martin Haley. What is up? Jay Hood's in the chat. I think that is caught up. If I missed you, let us know in the chat.
Two things I have to say. One is Juan. It should be Juan Torres, and the other one. And the other one.
You didn't know Italian last night, all right?
I know. I messed up that Italian name. You're right. And but I did learn from Rose to say Bielintano, so I got that one down. But no, there's someone in the chat that I'm sorry, I will probably never type your name on my phone, but good to see Retro Roman Doomsday and Simulation Channel. That's quite a name.
That's a mouthful.
I just leave it at Retro Roman, you know.
Oh, okay. You hit that one. Okay.
Hit him. I hit him in the head. All right. So what do you got here? You got Larry Bird on screen? Lawrence Baird.
Isn't this something? Where do you see this?
Larry Bird.
Okay. So I was on this guy's site because on the Chicago one, he had it wrong. But if you look at his collections and you go down, he has a collection that is where'd it go? It's Freemason collection. And that's the one you want to find. I thought I said, oh, here, there's one of them. So if you go there, maybe you can get to the collection. He's got an entire collection. So where was it that I found the? Okay, let's see. Oh, there. View this. No. his shots.
Mississippi Masons.
No, but there was an entire collection of all his stuff. I mean, you'll have to play with that, I guess, to find it. Because let's see, floor designs. Let me see where it is. You know, if you go to his home page, I think it was.
I see the collections. I'm not really. Oh, Freemasonry.
You got it. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah. The slow kid got it. I know. All right, let me zoom in over here. Look at these Donnies.
Yeah, this is just the beginning.
Of course it is. The old Master Mason sticker. That's nice. That's nice.
With the flat Earth leaf thing going around the center there.
Yeah.
How many stars? 10 stars. That's nice. You know why it's 10? Say it. Say what? Great. Say what? 10.
10.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. If you say it together, it has his name in it. I see.
So which one are you trying to showcase?
I don't know. These are a lot of the ones that you guys bring up, and I thought maybe if the pictures, I didn't know how.
Oh, let's zoom in, because there's an arc in that picture. There's an arc in that picture. Just saying. So arcs are popping up everywhere.
And like we were talking last night, Ceiling Fan, the checkerboard, you know, I just want to reiterate this. It is duality, you know, but it's also meaning that whatever is built upon that foundation is built upon the knowledge of good and evil. And what did we find out about the knowledge of good and evil? It's no bueno for humans.
Correct.
And what happens if you strive for that? Well, Genesis 3:3, ye shall be, where is it? Ye shall be as gods. Where'd that go? How was I over there? Blah, blah, blah. You were in here last night. I don't know where it went.
Yeah. We were all over that thing.
We were.
Ceiling Fan and I have experienced this before.
I bet, yo.
We're all into a verse and then suddenly we can't find it anywhere. And then it reappears.
Yes. Ye shall be as gods, you know, and just very, very interesting. And like we were talking about here at the bottom too, it's all about the east of the garden. And that's where, let's get back over here. That's where these Freemasons get their motivation from. It's called a traveling man. If you ask a fellow Mason, are you a traveling man? And if he's a good degree of Mason, he'll say, yes, I've been traveling east, searching for answers. And that's why, because they got kicked out of the east entrance of the garden and they're trying to find their way back in there, because the tree of life holds all knowledge of good, knowledge of evil. Just like you see over here, these pillars, what are they built upon? The knowledge of good and evil. I feel like the world was built upon that, and evil men are trying to use that energy, the negative energy, to overtake it, to maybe fill in a couple more black spots here on the checkerboard than there are white, you know? If you're going to look at it as duality, that's how they roll that way too. So it's just all about the foundations of good and evil. You know, if you're a nefarious Freemason, you know, elitist type of person, you've had this, you know, master plan that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. You best believe it's built upon the foundations of good and evil. You best believe it, you know, because for a while they think they're serving the Lord till you get to that 32nd, 33rd degree mark, and you get handed a whole nother script, whole nother set of books. You know, you understand who the true master is, at least in their eyes. We got the old Freemasonic steps here.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna load. There we go. Oh, come on.
You can get put on your juice bottle, your whatever.
I guess we can't zoom in on these, but
that sucks.
That's okay. No, yeah. Tried it one more time just for ha-has. No good. But I mean, very interesting, you know. Very interesting for sure. The old G in the sky. And G is the only letter in the alphabet. You count up to the letter G and then count all the way around the alphabet. And And go A, B, C, D, E, F again, and tell me how many letters you got. It's 33. Very interesting. It's all about the G. It's all about 33. That seems to be their plateau number, you know. Very interesting. But what else you got from their ceiling fan? Oh, he's left. He's taking a hiatus.
So didn't that Freemason Russian guy who drew the flat Earth thing out say that the sun and the moon were like 32 and 33 miles or something?
He was going, 32 or 3,300. Yeah, that was his.
And the G looked like it was in the position on that picture where the sun would be, and that would be like sun worship, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's what it has to do with there.
No, it definitely could, because I see that coming in 100%. Let me just want to skim over something real quick. Where did it go? Yes. So another interesting thing about 33 real quick, and retaining to the Great Deception, the oldest lie in the book. Let's make our way again, like last night, to Genesis chapter 3. Let's go to verse 3, 33. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat, neither shall you touch, lest ye die. The serpent said to the woman, surely not. It's just very interesting how from 3, like this is the last point where Adam and Eve are fully illuminated beings that were most likely non-human in nature, but more
light bodies,
angelic, more like that. So just very interesting how at the
so there'd be like no sickness, no dis-ease, no hunger, all that stuff that we experience now in this duality.
And they probably in a couple texts it talks about how they didn't even they didn't walk before. They just look, the tree's over there. Now we're at the tree. I don't even think they floated, Jen. I think they just bam.
Yeah, like Jesus when he stepped onto the boat, like Ceiling Fan was saying, and then he was on shore or something immediately. Yes. Jesus said we could do everything he can do, and that's what it sounds like.
Very interesting. And when we're just to wrap it up here, put it in a nutshell. So we, like I said, we got chapter 3, verse 3 is like the last point of almost human redemption or human sake, I guess you can call it. You got your 33 right there. And then just for hee-hees and ha-has, Genesis, break it down to the full reduction, 33.
Oh,
so they got their own stamps all over all this stuff, you know.
And this is the King
and Genesis, you know, what's the root word in Genesis? It's genes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then that cool thing that if you break down the letters in your DNA code, I think, isn't it 10,656, and that equals the Hebrew letters of Yahweh. So
yes, I sent you that picture. Sam. Remember?
Yeah. Watch. There's a little video on it as a breakdown. It's really cool.
So they're trying to change the DNA code, the God code within our DNA through these genetics and transhumanism. Trying to mix iron with clay.
That's what it's all about. Like we were saying last night, Ceiling Fan. Life for us is like the life of a butterfly. You know, we're in our caterpillar state. Then we die. We go to sleep for a little bit. Then we get our wings. These guys are trying to take the caterpillar, staple some wings on the back of it, and you know, butterfly. No, it doesn't quite work like that. You know, but like we were saying last night, Ceiling Fan. It's not about actually being like God or being wise or being smart. It's all about the appearance. It's all about sounding smart and looking smart. And you know, that's how the deception really kicks in high gear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Jen, it was cool because I took what he's saying. If you think of us as a larvae that then has to go into cocoon and then we become the butterfly and break out, you're literally describing the movie The Matrix, because they want to keep us in those cocoons and just feed off of us for the rest of eternity. Yes. Whereas God's like, no, I know the way out. Follow that guy. He made it out. Who? Jesus. Oh, we're not supposed to listen to him. The cocoon people tell me that's not a good thing. No bueno.
Yeah. Do you remember that movie Cocoon?
Yeah. With the old people. Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that one. And
Wow.
then, but there's a cool thing in that passage. If you bring it back up, Steve, at the very last part of it explains why you have to get in only through God's grace. It doesn't matter how much you get in a GoFundMe and you could buy most expensive equipment and figure out how to get to the North Pole or wherever you want to go to find the tree of life, God's throne, whatever. At the end of the day, when you get there, it says there, it's surrounded by walls of fire. So there's no way you're getting past it unless God opens it.
And not just that, you
And
have
allows you.
cherubims guarding it.
Well, I'm just saying, all of it is being guarded by God. It's the very last thing in that passage. And so no one gets through without God's grace. Period. End of story. Here, it's right. Your comments on it, but it's right
Oh,
at the very
my bad,
bottom.
buddy. My bad. I'll take that off.
Yeah, get that out.
You're fine. All right.
There. So he drove out man, he placed at the east of Garden of Eden cherubims and a flaming sword turned every way to keep the way the tree of life way. So you couldn't go on and touch be connected to the tree of life without God's grace, period. You can't get to it. It's right there. There are no shortcuts.
Exactly. There's no upgrades along the way. You don't take a pill or whatever, whatever it may be. You don't do that to not be sick no more or to prolong your life. And I mean, right here, for instance, you got the old Reliable article.
In the Truman Show, when he gets out and he gets to the stairs and he opens the door and then he's out. What if when he opened the door, he just saw a flaming wall of fire and he's like, hey, can someone turn this off? That's God has to do it.
Exactly.
That's maybe bad reference, but
no, you're okay, man. And ye shall be as gods. That's still reverberating in this society today. Because right here's an article from Interesting Engineering, which is a science human upgrading type website. If you want to live 200, 500, maybe a full millennium, may seem like science fiction. Technology could advance to the point where humans could live forever. In fact, some futurists argue that if you make it to 2050, you're probably not going to die. Ye shall be as gods. That's what that's saying to me. I don't know about you, but it's just a new.
Well, it's offering eternal life, but it's eternal physical life. We are spiritual beings. You do not want to be trapped here forever.
No,
it's the natural state of our soul to be free. We're here to experience right now, but we have to move on.
Exactly. And the funny thing too is, see, Satan, he wants to be like God. He wants to sit in the throne room. He actually wants to be God. But what does he offer us? You can be like gods. You could be like us, which on the grand scheme of things ain't shit. But, at least you guys have the title you think you have. So even that is a lie and a deception in itself. Because human beings will never even come close to being like God. I'm not saying that the angel Satan, I'm not saying that he's going to have a better shot than we do. But, I mean, for us to think that, it's absolutely crazy.
Could you imagine being trapped here forever? It's just that is a giant soul trap. That's all they want to do with that.
Yep. And then at the same exact time, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I tried to read and talk at the same time. It didn't quite work out. Damn, that's okay. We'll save it for the next part there. But I'm trying to find. There it is. I have found it. The old transhumanist Bill of Rights, and these people, their basis is built upon ye shall be as gods, because if you think about it, artificial intelligence, D-Wave, what did the creator of D-Wave say? It's like being at the altar of an alien god that looks like a giant monolith. Wink, 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 Jen,
Yeah.
Wonder what those monoliths technology really was back then. Probably something more remotely close in nature to quantum than anything we've ever thought a building could be manufactured with,
Yeah.
But real quick, here's my favorite little hit piece here. Favorite poke in the eye from the transhumanist Party. This is real thing, guys. .org. You know, these people run for president every 4 years. Involuntary aging shall be classified as a disease. All nations in their governments will actively seek to dramatically extend the lives and improve the health of the citizen by offering them scientific and medical technologies to overcome involuntary aging, which makes me think that CV is not real, but hey, here's some scientific and medical technologies that you can beat this with, but in reality, it's just to keep you here longer, especially the type of citizen that they want to be here longer, you know?
Why do they want to keep us here longer? So they can continue to feed off of us. Because when we get out of here and all of us get out of here, they only have themselves left to feed on because they're not getting out.
Exactly. And I feel like at the end of it all, I think Satan's going to try to use whatever hundreds and millions of souls he did deceive. He's going to use it as a bid. Like, hey, you know I didn't win, but can you just leave me and all my minions who don't give a damn about you, God? Can you leave us alone? I think he's going to use us as a bid, or be like, look how many of you got, look how many I took from you, and try to, like, you know, maybe break God's heart a little more than it's already broken looking at us, you know?
I think at that point, when that point comes, whoever's left here is going to truly be living on hell on earth.
It's good. Well, yeah.
You're not going to want to be stuck here forever with their technology being in the type of reality that they want to create. We can see where this whole thing's headed. It's not good.
Well, yeah, because, you know, God allows Satan to mess with us, but the pain and the misery and all that, it's not coming from his side. So if you're stuck here with the lower G gods, then that's why it's no bueno. It's more of a warning.
We shall be as gods, lowercase g gods. But continue.
Well,
but it's going to cost you too. It's going to cost you.
It's a warning, not a punishment. It's a warning. He's like, hey, don't do this. If you run on the freeway, you're probably going to get hit by a car. So it's kind of the same thing. He's like, hey, no, don't do this stuff, or it's not going to end well.
Do you remember the movie Death Becomes Her, where they took that potion and they live forever? They like take care of your body because you're going to have it for a long time. And then they started like falling and breaking bones and all this stuff, breaking their necks and stuff. And they look like this rickety thing after a while because they don't die and they don't regenerate anything. So, you know, their body got kind of deteriorated from all the falls and everything, but they still have to live with their body. And they're just stuck inside themselves. They can't get out no matter what they do.
Yeah. No, it was a funny movie in the day.
Look at
Very
that.
Interesting. Yeah, just another one of those droid commercials. Not quite as crazy as the other one, but still droid DNA. That's what it's called.
Yeah, I'm all set with that.
I concur. And you know what's funny? Not in this one, but remember the other droid commercial they had? Where was here? I'll bring it up. Droid. Here you go. DNA commercial should pop right up. No, not this one. Where is? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Yep. Get them all loaded up, looking futuristic, right into his soul. Incredible. Uploading, downloading.
That's like that Vin Diesel movie, the one he has out. I forget what the name of it was. We talked about it, though, where they put that nanotech into his veins. And if his hand got cut off, it would rejuvenate all this stuff. So, you know, there's no way to die because this stuff keeps rejuvenating you and bringing you back to life. And then they kept memory wiping them.
Exactly. And here, I'm going to bring this up real quick, too. Check this out. Here, let me exit the screen share just so it's easier. Ceiling fan, you'll appreciate this.
I think it's funny I get called ceiling fan.
Better than dumbass, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is true. That's very true.
No, we don't have the cutouts on your.
No. You want us to call you Richard? It sounds so formal. What do you think, Richard?
Call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late to dinner.
All right, so get ready to check this out. So in Ephesians 3:17, King James, that Christ may dwell in your hearts by faith, that ye, being rooted and grounded in love. Where does Christ dwell? You know, this is a pop quiz, open book. Where does Christ dwell?
Me.
In your heart.
Yes.
In the hearts of men. So let's bring this back over here. What's that? 2:14. What's 2:14? I know it's the time, but what is 2:14? Valentine's Day. Hearts. Where does Satan want to dwell? He wants to dwell in your heart. Where's the real mark of the beast coming from? I think it's coming from inside of you. True consent from the heart. I think they went that esoteric on this. They wouldn't just pick 2:14 p.m.
No. There's no accidents in commercials. No.
So exactly. What's 2:14? Valentine's Day. What do you give people on Valentine's Day? Your heart. You know, God dwells in the hearts of men. Well, what's dwelling in this guy's heart? You know, he's got this shit running through his DNA, essentially. So what's dwelling in there now? You know, just another observation that I've made upon that over the years. You can thank Nicholson 1968 for that little snippet. He called that out like 10 years ago.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Crazy stuff. But it's just, I mean, that's how hard they go. Bible says God dwells in the hearts of men. Well, technology and medical advances want to dwell in your heart. And who's running that show?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The company that owns PFIZER are the same company right now that are putting up smart apartments all around the world, blocks at a time. Imagine that. I think it's called Black Dot or something like that. I'll look more into
What
that.
do you mean a smart apartment? Like you got to use a retina scan or a biometric thumbprint to get in your thing?
It opens the doors.
It'll probably scan you and all kinds of stuff. And if you don't qualify to get into your own apartment, it'll lock you out.
Black Mirror, Jen. Imagine Black Mirror, but it's your fucking house now. That's what they're going for. They're setting them up all around the suburbs, inner cities.
They're setting up hell on earth is what they're fucking setting up. I'm sick of it.
And we're paying for it. That's the thing. Our enemy is not just really good at what they do, because they've done it probably multiple times.
He's decently profitable.
they're really cheap, and they make us pay for everything, right?
Yeah.
You know, everyone's talking about we're going to go into a police state where there's cameras everywhere, and people are paying for them, right? Our taxes put them all over in the streets. And then people put them all over their houses and the Ring cameras and stuff. I was visiting my parents and I wanted to have a private conversation. I couldn't find one. There's Ring cameras outside, and it's weird. It's so weird. And we pay for it. So
and we've grown so accustomed to it. I remember, but was it like 10, 15 years ago when they were talking about England having like the most surveillance cameras everywhere in their
I remember that.
And look at us now. I mean, it's just like we welcome it into so many aspects of our lives. But when one of us try to video anything, people get really offended and start getting all hyperactive and stuff. Yeah. But yet cameras are everywhere on the buses they take and the cabs that they drive in, and your car, your car has cameras in it
nowadays.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, all your appliances, everything. It's just like, you know, but it doesn't, there's no common sense there of what's been taken away and what they're okay with having. Well, the crime rate's up. People are stealing packages, all this stuff. You have to have cameras. Well, next they're going to be strapping cameras to their kids. I mean, cops have cameras strapped to them and stuff.
It's madness. It's absolute madness. It's going to be a mesh of Songbird. Is that the movie that it was?
Yeah.
It's going to be a mesh of that and that one episode of Black Mirror where the social credit score, but it's going to be on a level unprecedented that they haven't brought up yet. They've just been tenderizing the meat. They have certainly not thrown it in the oven yet, you know.
We've covered what they want to do multiple times. I mean, the social credit system, suddenly all your groceries went up, you know. Well, you bought too many sodas this week. We're not going to allow it this time. Or your rent has gone up, or your insurance, because
there'll be penalties.
You know, this, that, and the other.
It's all about access. It's all about the access. Sorry, Jen, you go.
Dude, the Dollar Tree is not the Dollar Tree anymore. It's the $1.25 tree now.
Oh, no.
Everything in it is
a $3.25 tree.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, they need to change the sign at this point. It's kind of funny.
And then this lady's like, well, you know why it's like that? Because of the current administration. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You believe in the right wing and the left wing? I said they're the two same wings of the same bird. And she's like, oh no. I'm like, oh yeah.
I mean,
But
like,
see, that's the problem.
That's
That's
the Sonic pictures. We see each of those birds actually have their own heads, so it really does kind of seem like they're on opposite sides, but they're just conjoined at the hip.
Yeah.
But see,
Sorry,
that's the thing. That's why it makes it so difficult for us to fight this, is because even the people that are on our side still don't agree with us. They're caught in some other, the left-right paradigm, or they're in the queue, or God knows what. And so, like, they're close, but not quite there. So we still can't amass any kind of like thing against this nonsense.
Yeah, it's crazy. And real quick, guys, if you'd like to make any donations to support the channel, both of the channels, the main and this channel, the link is in the chat, and it's been pinned. So any donations are highly appreciated. And who's that rolling in on the back end? We got Shapoo.
Oh, hey.
What's up, brother?
Just came back from my afternoon walk.
How was that?
It was nice. The weather's nice here.
Is it, dude? It's gray, and they just opened up the sky on me, so now it's coming down like cats and dogs.
Shit, it's
not freezing yet. It's 31. You know, if it keeps up and the temperature goes down, we could be in for an interesting night.
Yeah.
But what's going on? You got that was a good show we did yesterday, you and Jen. That shit was badass.
Oh God, you come up with pictures, Shapoo. I don't even know where you find.
I know. I think he's just sitting there making all these.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, right. He's got a Photoshop factory. He's like, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna give him a higher level. He's the etcher. He's just the one who's etching all these. But
nice.
He's not that lazy, ceiling fan. Come on. But no disrespect. You have the craziest stuff, bro. I love sharing your shit. And when I share your stuff, the traction it gets, bro, is unreal.
Yeah, but I thank you. I just find these on the internet, most of them. Sometimes I have books, but
I mean, the information's out there, you know.
Yeah.
They got kind of lazy on that, because I don't quite think that this whole mud flood YouTube blowing up thing, I don't think that was on the cards for them, you know. Which is why they've been pulling back a little bit. And I feel sooner or later there's going to be a brand new algorithm for this topic. But while we're on it now, we might as well just press it, you know, and hammer it.
Yeah.
And with that being said, let me bring these up real quick. I'm sure some of you guys have seen this, but just some of the stuff in Antarctica, bro. Some of these, you know, alleged icebergs. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do
that's
you
crazy
think?
looking.
And how would you even fit that in history?
Natural formation, right?
Come on. You got the archway, you got columns, man.
It looks like something from the World's Fair.
That's what I'm picturing, Jen. That's what I'm picturing.
It's the Frozen Fair.
Yeah.
And like,
look at
whatever
that.
this thing is,
Fantastic.
Natural, you know.
Look, they're not heat striations; they're freeze striations.
Almost look like bones, almost in a way, you know, that kind of same pocket.
How they decay out, I could see that.
Yeah.
Just very interesting. I don't know, man. They suspect. See the whole Arctic thing, whatever, you know, wherever these are, highly suspicious on what was going on here like 500 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I mean, not just here, but even in my area, I'll be driving by the mountains, you know, and the ice that's hanging off the mountains, some of it's pink, some of it's blue, some of it's green. It's pretty crazy, man. It makes me think there's a couple more elements in the ground or coming down that they're not quite telling us about, you know?
Yeah.
And do you think the lines, when you get those clouds like that, it's a frequency going on that's messing with it? That's what I think.
Oh yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the comparison where they look at like actual frequency waves coming out of a real frequency machine that's not going to kill you, and then they show the HAARP clouds in the sky, and it's indistinguishable.
Yeah,
it's indistinguishable. But yeah, I just thought some of that this Antarctic stuff was kind of crazy. But Jen, you sent me some pictures along the way. I don't want to forget those. Let me see if I can bring some of those up. I know you're over there, not on the camera right now, but let me see what we got.
According to her thing, she's under quarantine, it says.
Is she? Yeah.
That's
Someone go
scary.
make these
I hope we
nuts.
can't get a computer virus, Shapu. I know. Where's your rim shot guy, Steve?
I don't know. He's on vacation. All right.
Oh, dang.
But actually, you know what? We didn't look at this the other day, Ceiling Fan. I don't know if you sent this to me or if Austin sent this to me. Someone.
If it's super cool, I'm sure it was me. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, probably.
No, I didn't. I saw you talking about this. I think this was Austin. Or he was.
Been.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
It's hard to tell if it's the water or the clouds. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Cool. You edit the film, you could pull this off as the Pacific Ocean,
Oh yeah, it does look like waves rolling in. That's so crazy.
So nuts.
And the birds fly in that.
Blows me away. But Jen, you have you sent me some pictures or 2 pictures.
Oh yeah, well the one was one that Ceiling Fan Man had mentioned before about cathedrals and how he thinks that you were saying that the light comes out of the cathedral out the window.
There you go.
As opposed to it going in.
Boom.
And yeah, it's Shapu found this. It's very interesting.
Real quick, why is this cathedral on the edge of a beach?
I do not know, and it's looking like it's almost using it like a weapon for
exactly. The lighthouses were weapons of some kind, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, speaking of lighthouses? Why haven't we done a whole show on lighthouses? Because there are some ridiculous ones that, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't stay there because I have fear of big waves. But I mean, I wouldn't stay there anyways because they just look like dungeons. They look like fee fi fo fum put them up and ridiculous stuff, man.
So Shapu has a bunch of stuff on this Archimedes death ray and his Fresnel lenses and how they used it on ships as well and stuff. And they were originally Shapu, we were saying that they was probably what was on lighthouses.
Yeah, with the Fresnel lens, yes, because it's the same process.
So he's got a whole folder on that stuff with the death ray. It's a really cool etching.
I've seen that, yo. I've seen maybe Shapu put it up. It was just a couple links of it on Facebook somewhere, and I was like, wow. I'm like, this stuff makes sense. And I mean, could the solar simulator be set up that way? I don't know. Could be. It could be, but then again, look at the whole California fire situation from last year, 2-3 years ago and prior.
Mm-hmm.
What lit all those houses up and coincidentally, ironically, left the grass perfect.
Well, and just the fact that there's houses that we saw when we were blessed to be able to go to Europe, that the old houses that had fireplaces with no chimney, but like a metal plate in the back. So it was obvious that they got some kind of power into it and heated up the red brick in the fireplace and it heated the house.
What do we got here, Jen? Some cooking.
I want you guys to tell me what you think it is. What's it look like to you?
Where's Juan Torres? He can tell you what they look like.
Juan, what are we looking at here,
Juan, where are you?
So as soon as I saw this photo, I was like, holy crap. I instantly knew what I thought they were.
I did too. Look at the guy in the back. Still kind of has a face.
Got a nose at least.
Yep.
This guy's got the flat.
Yep.
I think it's like a button on his head. You push that down, maybe you start talking.
And the way they're flat top like that, like they could have those hats on if need be or whatever. But yeah, these look like melted moai, guys.
Boom, baby.
Where's this from, Jen?
Boom, baby. Where's this from? I do not know. I don't remember where I got this photo, but
certainly not on the island, though.
I think it was when I was going through different pictures, looking at other stuff, and this came up like on the side, and I just grabbed it. I was like, "Moai, these are melted." But I've also been finding melted obelisks too. I'm going to bring them up in one of my shows.
Hold on.
There's Juan.
Let me find you.
I see him.
I don't know if I showed you this.
They're
melted
on the move,
man.
Even melted, they're on the move.
Right? I keep looking for one up here in my backyard. Keep an eye out, people. They're going to show up.
That would be so nuts if you opened up your back door and there was a moai standing in your yard looking at you.
Well, you freaked me out when you found that one at the golf course. That was funny as heck.
Yeah, there's two of them. They were hanging out.
They show up because you're talking about
They
them.
travel in pairs.
Is that how it works? The Wikipedia on it. I travel in pairs.
Where two or more Moai are gathered.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Killing me,
I know,
Smalls.
Motherfucking Moai, bitches.
But here, Jen, check this out. This is recently discovered in Crystal Cave in Pennsylvania. What does that look like? It looks like a giant obelisk. to
It
me.
does.
And right over here, check this out. Obelisk found in Egypt, 1905. Not too far from the, seems kind of accurate. And there's a couple more examples of them finding more obelisks,
Have you seen that lately in the news? There's new ones popping up everywhere too, like the 2001 Space Odyssey. So now you're finding a bunch of ancient ones, and now we're also finding a bunch of new ones.
Isn't that crazy?
It's kind of like all the Eiffel Towers have popped up and all the star forts have popped up. They're just like part of our history now.
I just think it's, very strange. Yeah. Yeah, they're popping up left and right, but what does not that the obelisk in San Francisco and DC and Boston have any purpose being there, but in Kutztown, Crystal Cave, Pennsylvania, why is there an obelisk inside of the cave? Well, maybe the cave's not a cave, Jen, huh? Maybe the cave is just the entire city that was there and it just got folded over. Right. Perhaps. That's where I lean. What do you guys think?
Well, and then also they're finding pyramids everywhere too. Explain that one. Why are they all over the world and underwater? And
they even have them all over Scotland. They say that they're monuments to different kings and princes and queens and stuff from England, which that's weird. The Queen of England would set up a monument for, Prince Andrew or whatever in Scotland and make it a pyramid that's out in the middle of nowhere. What they do is they find these things and they slap a plaque on it and give it a narrative, just like Mars and Venus and all this other stupid shit that they make up. But Steve, if you look up, it's called Rudston, Rudston monolith. Rudston monolith. It's in England, and you'll see it as soon as it comes up in images. This is a melted fucking obelisk for sure. They're calling it a megalithic standing stone.
I want to mention something in the chat. So Steph Davis says she's not far from that place, but it's only 9 degrees, so we might have some boots on the ground on that area.
Sweet.
And Jen, you showed last night at Shaputu the ape caves. I've been in those when I first moved out here. I've sent you some pictures from there, but I'll go back and try to look for my other photos.
I mentioned you on the show, Ceiling Fan. That one boulder between the two big planks of stone is called like Walnut Stone up there. I remember telling Shapu on the show that I'm pretty sure that you had been there.
Yeah.
And wow.
So I'll look for those and I'll try to send you whatever I have. I might have some video too. I'll check it out.
Nice.
That would be great. Steve, can you take that comment off the screen just so we can see the whole thing?
I keep doing that, huh?
I'm sorry.
Jeez,
I don't mean
amateur
to
hour.
take your PayPal down or nothing, but so I saw this on a show recently, and it was about standing stones in England and stuff, and France, and megalithic standing stones. And I'm like, dude, that's not a fucking standing stone. That thing is a melted obelisk, and they even admit that it goes down like 25 feet underground or something.
Wow, do they really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Don't quote me on that footage. It definitely goes down at least 15 feet below ground, but I'm pretty sure they said something like 20, 25 feet. But
and as far as the new ones, I agree. The new ones that they're putting around are made of metal and most likely for what he called just for looks on it. But the thing is that they want to put it in our consciousness. Is what I'm saying. It's maybe a secret message to the who knows why, but the fact that it's a news story, it's something that they want someone to take notice. That's the only reason I bring it up, because it connects to what you're finding now in our history. They're all over the place.
Is there any more angles to this thing on your pictures? I'm just wondering. Because I just want everybody to see all the sides of it to see that, yes, this is what a melted obelisk looks like. For me, that's what it is. Could I be wrong? Sure. Do I think I'm wrong? No. I'm just putting it out there. You guys come to your own conclusion, but it definitely looks like a melted obelisk to me.
Wow. And look at this church that it's in front of. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's nice.
There's your windows again.
There's everything right there. Wow.
Jeez.
This is all this and that are probably part of the same residual structure. If you go down, said 25 feet, perhaps.
Right. That's just the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they come in and stick some headstones around it and say it's graveyard.
Yeah. Happens all over. Happens all over. We've seen it in my neighborhood.
You can't dig there. It's holy ground. So nobody's going to dig down to see what's down there.
No pun intended, guys, you know.
Yeah, it definitely looks warped and deformed and like it's been melted.
Yeah. And we do read the chat. We don't get everyone's because it's hard to keep up on it. But if we miss something, throw it back in there and we'll read it.
Old black and white etching, actually. This has been burnt. This has been burnt possibly since before the most recent reset. What do you think? Looks like it's been there a while, Jen.
Yeah.
1,000 years. I'm not going to say it's pre-Adam, but I mean, looks like the shit in Peru. Could be.
Yeah, I was looking at the standing stones in France. I forget the name of the town that it's in, but it's all those rows and rows of megalithic standing stones.
Yeah.
The way I was looking at it, because they're trying to figure out what it is, and I thought to myself, well, what if this is a graveyard for giants? You know, maybe these are their headstone markers, and they're all just laid out in these lines. Because how far away they are and stuff, and how rowed out they are, it reminded me of like a cemetery.
So we're having a dig party. Is that what you want to do? Because I don't know.
Let's go digging. I don't
know if I can do that.
I can dig it. Repurposed graveyards. Yeah, graveyards are a front for Antiquitech. They hide Antiquitech in graveyards, guys. The shit that they're not using.
So, have you guys seen this anomaly with the sun lately? I was kind of seeing this with the naked eye the other night, but the phone wouldn't pick it up. You guys been checking this out?
Well, it looks like an atomic blast.
Yeah, that's what the sun's been looking like.
That's crazy.
It is, and I mean, I don't know how much of this is like I'm buying, but just very interesting how it kind of does line up in a way, you know, with the old Sphinx and whatnot. And honestly, it lines up more with this than anything. Like, why else would these be temples of the sun? Well, because when the sun's setting upon the water, looks rather identical, wouldn't you say?
It looks kind of like it's pixelating there too. Like
that's what the sun was doing yesterday, yo.
Yeah.
It's pixelated. I was fucking freaking the fuck out.
And they mess with our cameras no matter what we use, because I've actually shown. I took a camera picture of a star and it was white, but within the phone it was blue. So like colors change, and then you can look at the moon. It looks amazing, and you take a picture of it, and it's all pixelated. And so they have ways of making everything look even farther than your lens too.
Thing about the moon, bro, for me, when the moon is decently full, you look at the moon. One side will be like it'll have like a red glow to the outer rim, and the other side is blue. And in the middle, it's obviously white. It's a giant Pepsi logo. It's crazy. Marika pointed that out to me, and ever since I have not been able to not see it.
That's funny.
Because I've seen individual aspects where has a purple ring around the whole moon, a red ring around the whole moon.
I've seen that too, Steve.
Now it's 2 in 1.
No, this is what I'm saying. When I first saw these rings,
thing. Sorry,
I saw half of the moon, the top half going around like the way you have the level here in the top half of the Sphinx or King Tut. The top half was blue around the rim, and the bottom half was yellow turning to green. I've seen it with my own eyes and with binoculars.
I saw it before I was even awake, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
I even brought my husband out and said, look at the fucking moon. You tell me what you see. And he's like, what's going on? What is that? I was like rubbing my eyes. I'm like, what is wrong with this moon? Why is there this blue line around it? And it's turning colors.
Right? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I've seen the two suns. I had my phone with me, and I was freaking out, and I recorded it, and you can see me pointing exactly. I was staring right at it, and I was so excited, and I ran in and I showed my wife, and all you see is me pointing, and you can't see what I was looking at. It's just nothing there, and I'm freaking out because I saw it, but when it recorded on that thing, it doesn't. I don't know. how that shit works, but it
I
doesn't.
had a strange night one night where I was trying to record the moon. This was years ago when I first moved here. I had a digital camera. It wasn't a cell phone. It was the best kind you could buy at the time, whatever. But I kept telling my girlfriend I was trying to record the moon. It was one of those big full moons, and it was low on the horizon. We were at the top of the hill, so I went. You couldn't find the moon in my camera anywhere. It wasn't picking it up. I'm like, it's right fucking there. Why isn't it in my? It was freaking me out, but I had to give up. I couldn't record it because it wasn't there.
That's weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Chapu's got some cool Archimedes Death Ray stuff too. I don't know if he's got the folder or anything like that, but maybe we could show them in a little bit if people haven't seen them.
Yeah, check this out real quick.
Check it.
We were talking about the serpent last night, right? Ceiling fan.
Yes. JMO.
What if the serpent was actually huge? I'm talking like, you see this?
Yeah.
Imagine something that big, middle of the desert. And then it's all over Egyptian whatever's, you know?
It makes sense. If Lucifer's going to and fro in the earth,
in the earth, up and down. How else would he do that, Jen?
Snakes would do that.
How else would he do that? It's been bothering me. That's been bothering me.
Yeah,
saying that.
And you know, I've been seeing videos surfacing of some giant sea serpent being filmed in the ocean and stuff.
What I'm saying, it's all.
Is that the
man.
actual term, to and fro? I'm trying to remember. Is that the word?
To and fro, up and down.
Because isn't that what a snake would be doing when it's going like this?
To and fro.
Right? My dogs always pop off on stuff like this, but to and fro, I always thought of him walking back and forth, but he didn't say back and forth. He says to and fro, right?
Yeah.
I always remember to and fro.
Yeah.
That's just
so.
I don't know.
So that's interesting then, because that's a very specific way of walking, or sliding. Yeah, whatever.
I don't know who this Joe K is. He says they read the chat, but if you're a crazy person, they ignore you. I don't know what that means.
Oh.
You have to understand, guys, when we're on these shows, we stay interested in the conversation. For me, if I start reading the chat and I'm trying to listen to Steve or you guys, I can't do both at the same time. I'm just weird that way. So I have to focus on the conversation because I want to be involved in what we're talking about. And then I glance over a chat. I don't know how it is for Steve and stuff, but I feel bad when people think that we're ignoring them or their questions or anything. That's not the case, guys. I'm just trying to stay fluent with the conversation that's taking place here. And I'm sure that's what Steve's doing too.
Yeah, and the same thing. I'll look down and I might see one comment and then I'll hit it. So yeah, it's a crapshoot or whatever you want to call that. Yeah.
You know, but a lot of times, guys, I go back and rewatch the stream after I'm done just so I can read the chat and see what y'all have been saying, to tell you the truth. I do that every night whenever I stream. You can even ask my husband.
I put myself on 2x speed and I'll just read the chat and see if there's something I should know I missed.
Yeah, I've picked up good links and stuff that people drop.
Yeah.
I've gotten other information, ideas of things to look up. People will be like, Jen, check this out. And I didn't see it during the stream as I'm going, but I go back and I do look at this stuff.
No, we appreciate all of you for being here. We really do.
See, we're getting near March Madness. Everybody's getting touchy. A lot of trolls are coming out too, I noticed. Trolling me bad lately. Not saying you guys are in here or chat trolls or nothing. I'm just saying March is coming quick and.
Well, that's the funny thing they say, because when I used to, a long time ago, I was a Howard Stern listener, and there was a comment that the people that hated him listened to him more than the people that liked him. And so,
like Howard Stern. Everybody hates Howard Stern, but everybody tuned in.
Yeah. Oh, that's another way of looking. I didn't think of that guy.
It's Howard Stain, not Stern. No, I get it. Oh, what do we got here?
The old Sphinx-a-Rooney.
Yeah.
Pyramids and just devastation, and look how far down it goes into these caverns. I would love to go get lost in here.
Heck yeah.
During the day.
During the
day. Start at 7 a.m. and at 5 p.m. Second that sun starts dipping over this thing, we're out, bro. I'm not playing around down there at night. I'm all set. This whole landscape, if CV wasn't taking over the world, I would have had my passport and definitely went and checked these out. Because, they say, you can look at it and speculate all you want, but once you walk up upon these, you instantly know that we had no part in making this. And how could we? How could
I
we?
really think that these are just the tip of the pyramid.
Oh yeah.
There's so
Think
much
how
more
far
underground.
down
Look
that
how much is
goes.
down here, Jen.
Yeah, dude.
The 30 feet down here.
They're
And it
totally
goes-
lying to us. If we can remove all the sand out of Egypt, there's
Yeah.
probably this vast metropolis
Well-
under their feet that goes way, 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 way down.
Well, whenever
Yeah.
they show you the inside of the pyramid, they just show you the pyramid. They don't tell you, oh, and then it goes down another 10 billion feet or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
this is it. Just the top that you see.
Yeah, some of these etchings we shared Shapu. If you guys aren't following Shapu on Facebook, follow him up. Kid's a badass. But some of these etchings, dude, these are crazy, and it's definitely how it could have been.
Oh, yeah.
When I posted it, I thought so too. Oh, this post gonna be crazy, and even Martin Leakey showed it on his last stream. So.
Wow.
Did.
That's cool.
Damn, I was watching that, but I didn't get that far into it. Something came up and I hit pause and never got back. So I'm definitely gonna have to continue on that. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Right.
I mean, all these photos are just our pictures are. I mean, this is what we're building with now, guys. Metal and all this stuff that decays. Whatever they were building with back then, I know this is just a concept, but I mean, is it though?
Yeah.
All stone, bricks, last for centuries and centuries. And right here, you put a wall of more dirt on top of this. Take down some of the spires. You got yourself a brand new mountain.
Yep.
It's absolutely incredible. And I see this all where I go.
That's a cool picture. Or
That's
drawing.
yeah. And that's probably how it was. They had all the peasants lined up down here, but only the elite stayed in the top palace, which clearly got devastated.
Yeah.
Wonder why. He shall be as gods, perhaps, Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like that's always been the punchline. Yeah, see, this is probably a real photo, but what do I know? It's probably New York City, like 1820. Just going nuts. All this shit in the air. Wow. And these are like the concepts of the cities that they actually had lined up.
Yeah.
Why would they be concepting anything like
That's
this?
what they thought the future would be, in the
Well, that's what it was supposed to be, I feel. But then I think God pulled a reset card on them. Like, whoa, like you can't be going that far that quick. We got a couple more chapters to get into before we get to that part of the book.
Yeah.
Or the old world
Yeah.
really looked like that, and it's just melted away now.
Well, yeah, either way, it could have, it could have looked like that. But I mean, looking down from upstairs, like, oh, they're a little too advanced, we're not quite ready for that jump yet. Let's wipe them out and try again.
Yeah.
It's all about the cosmic rule book,
Right.
This is crazy because I mean, like, bet this age for another 100, 200 years, you got yourself a mountain. They're not going to call that anything. I know it's just concept art, but in reality,
Mm-hmm.
you see stuff like that everywhere.
And see the same structures some places. So,
Yeah. Wow, I feel like I'm like losing balance looking at this photo.
It's like Inception or something, right?
It
Right?
is.
Yes, it
It's ways over here and it's regular here. I'm all messed up. Jeez. You got the notorious steps in the grass, which I find, I mean, almost anywhere I go somehow.
Yeah, it's
some way.
interesting. That
Mhm.
picture does put you on edge, almost like it's
Yeah.
almost makes you uneasy, right? Unnerved or whatever, queasy. in a
Yeah,
way.
you see what
You
I'm
need
saying.
mushrooms
Yeah.
to view this picture.
I think
Right.
Well, now you're getting MC Escher territory almost. Look at that.
That's incredible.
And who is that dude? Like, we should look into that dude. MC Escher, how you could draw things and go up and down. And all. That guy's got some weird stuff.
I
I
thought you were
looked
talking
into
about this
it a bit.
here. Like, I don't know who
I
that
know.
is.
What was that, Shapu?
Yeah, I've looked into him a little bit.
Yeah,
And he was a big student of masonry and
that
all
makes
that
sense.
stuff, yeah. And he's passing the torch to some other artist after he passed.
I see.
Is this where they zoom into the etchings and go all around it? You talking about?
No, MC Etcher. He. Well, you'll pull him up when we're done.
Do you
with
remember
this.
I had you on Ceiling Fan, I think, or maybe you were at one of my streams where I showed that drawing where they zoomed into every part of the etching and it went more deep and more deep into it, like upstairs and around corners and stuff.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
I can't find that video, but that was so cool.
Yeah, you
so check it out. So you got a Tower of Babel, basically.
I was
Right
gonna say,
there.
it's a ceiling
Boom,
fan
baby.
gig right here.
Heck, that's fucking Vesuvius right there.
Before it got melted, right?
Honestly,
There's the building.
Looks like there's a bunch of water on the way, or is that mountains? I can't tell.
Well, okay, so let's say if that's water, because there are some people that still say there wasn't a secondary incinerate thing. Water pressure can produce intense heat. So if that's the original flood, it theoretically could have not only melted everything instantly, but then cooled it because it's water. And then as it receded, that's why we have the water all around us still, because it's still with us, at least a lot of it.
And honestly, it looks like a storm is brewing. Look like some lightning's about to take this sucker out, Ceiling Fan. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is such a good picture. I love that one.
I just can't tell. Water.
You sure Shapu's not drawing these himself? These are incredible.
I wish I could.
Looks like an album cover there.
It does. I was
I
gonna say,
can draw, but
it's really modern.
out of time.
What was that one with Tom Cruise, The World of Tomorrow or something?
You know what's crazy too? If you check out that cartoon Avatar: The Last Airbender, the air temple, the air civilization, they got wiped out and exterminated. But all other temples were kind of like this, but more like this one. They were all upside down along the edges of mountains, Jen. I'll get some footage of that for you. Yeah.
You know, it's fun, Jen. It's when you realize that there's a difference. Like my kids all know Avatar, the Airbender. I just know of it like you, Jen. It's fun.
Go back to that last picture. That looks like Petra, but what it looked like before it got all melted.
Until it was met with a wall of land, you know.
Wow. So where's this? Do we know where this is? No idea.
These are all just concepts.
I see.
Yeah.
They're in your imagination.
We're in my imagination.
So this is examples too of how mountains could be buildings, because this whole is buildings on top of buildings on top of buildings. It's just
you give it enough heat, Jen. It's
who let the dogs out? Woo.
How come the current mountains don't have boobs like this one? That's not boobs. Steve doesn't see them. Sure he does.
Oh, I see him. I thought that was a minion. Looked like a minion to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, you have the better mind than I guess.
I guess I'm a kid still, you know. Yeah. I guess.
I see like
this guy's just walking upon the world for the first time. Like, what in the world happened here? Wow. Crazy.
It's like Tower of Pisa land.
Oh yeah, it is. It really is.
Cool.
Good looks.
Yeah, it looks like Dresden before they bombed it with all these fires and towers everywhere. Yeah.
Could you bring up an MC Escher just so people know what we were talking about?
Yeah, it's dealing with a lot of illusions.
Got one of my smart pipes today. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm with Shapu, you know. I gotta figure out.
Got that smart pipe.
Dad, never you mind in there. That's a smart pipe. I don't even know where my long one is. That's the real smart pipe. Oh, here.
I have my intelligent looking pipe here too.
Yeah, huh? What do you think, Shapu? Right?
That's a nice pipe. Jen used to have one, like the Gandalf one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's as close as I can get to Gandalf. Yeah, there you go. See, that's the kind of stuff this guy would do. No matter which way you put that painting, it was the right way up. And then he gets even more intense.
Wow, that reminds me of Labyrinth.
Yeah, they probably took it from this guy's drawings, that kind of idea. But some of them get super crazy. He's got one with lizards that turn into other lizards and stuff. I think the lizards turn into birds and... Oh, and that one's a self-portrait of him and the ball. That one's cool, too. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
We're getting into some columns and probably Freemasonry stuff.
Terracing? Wonder what that is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what happens when you see land terracing. where there's no rice patties.
Look at that one. Wait, go back up.
There's one you got.
Right above that guy's face, there's a cool one. If you can click on, that one.
Yeah, it does things like that, changing into like pixels.
Mm.
So you can't tell where the floor is and the side of the wall, and then,
Sounds like my mushroom trip.
Well, yeah, I mean, all his paintings are basically like a mushroom trip. Some have a bunch of eyeballs in them.
Oh, yeah. I know about the eyeballs.
Yeah, right? Shocking.
The original fisheye lens.
Right? Nice.
This is kind of like the snake eating its own tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But to think that you have the mind to draw that by hand is just unbelievable to me.
And look how big they are.
Yeah.
You see one right there. It's a wall.
Look at this thing.
The chameleon with the spiral tail.
Oh, that's trippy.
Wow. That's some good stuff. Look at this one.
Here's the grasshopper. Yeah.
Well,
it's cement.
God.
Yeah.
Praying mantis, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's praying all right. Right over his prey.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, I'm gonna have to cut this a little short. I do have a couple things I have to do this afternoon, but if you guys are interested in hopping back on in a few hours, I'll probably shoot up another stream later on tonight if you guys are around.
You can always send a link, and if I can, I'll join. And thanks for having me yet again. I love you guys. And,
no problem. You got any? So you go first, Ceiling Fan. You're bottom right.
Well, other than I just every Friday 6 p.m. on my channel, like, share, and subscribe it. So I'm there Friday nights at 6 West Coast, and then occasionally I do a thing with Steve on Sundays. Usually, we just did one. And someone was asking about it because they were mentioning there's a new statue in Harvard that's a snake column, and we covered it last night. So go watch that if you want it. It's pretty fun. We discussed it. So, but that's about it. Thanks again for having me. I'm going to bounce out and let you guys finish up. I love you. Nice talking to you, Shapu, again.
Later.
And,
yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Bye,
good, brother. Thank you. Shapu, what do you got to say to the 59 fans before we head out of here?
Well, thank you to let me join you late. So I didn't know when you were going to go online.
Neither did I. So don't worry about it, brother.
So I want to thank you for sending me the link. And if you ever do one again, I'll probably join. Yeah.
Hey, if you're around later, brother, I'll send the StreamYard to you. And I mean, I'm sure you got buckets of photos we can go over. So, and if you have any map work, like maps,
look, this is what I was telling Shapu earlier. We need to go through these old maps. We need to go through the old maps together and look for Vesuvius on them, Fuji, and all these other ones, because this is going to tell us that these things weren't around back then. They were actually buildings. So I think that would be a good thing to start looking at.
The maps you showed last night there were ports. And now we look at the map and it's Mount Fuji. You know, it's sick.
Yeah.
If you want to look at maps, I've got a folder full of them. So much. I love them so much. Each time I see one, I just download it. I think I don't have this one. So we've got hours of fun looking at maps.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. We'll definitely either dip into that tonight or sometime very soon. But Jem, what do you got to hit everyone with before we get out?
Nothing. I'm just very grateful that we busted out that stream last night, got all that stuff out, the info about the non-volcanoes. And I'm not sure when we're going live again, but it'll probably be within the next couple of days because there's just so much new information coming out on these topics. And Shapu just found a whole bunch of more arcs and pictures and etchings and stuff. So we have to bring all that out too. But yeah, let it not be said that we stood by and did nothing, guys. I love you.
All right. Sounds good. I love that outro. And I think on that, we're going to end it. So everyone in the chat, thank you for coming. It's been a great little afternoon with you guys. I think we had like 68 here at one point. Not bad for the backup, but no notice. But I'm going to set up a stream for later on, guys, and we'll share it out. And hopefully we can get you guys back here later, and we'll try to knock it out of the park again.
Yeah.
So that being said, we're gonna log off, and like I said before, if anyone would like to make donations, the link is pinned above. We are out. You guys enjoy the rest of your afternoon, and we'll see you on the flip side.